Yeah, so why not? That's been my saying for a long time. I use that as my mantra to get over the golf ball and basically be, why can't I do that? It's golf, right? And I don't think everybody's gonna line up quite as beautifully as it did last year, but you never know. Who knows what could happen? I could miss the cut by 10, or I could maybe finish 15th again. Who knows? I'm not gonna write that story quite yet. Ryan, Michael, how's the fort? You guys been holding it down? I can imagine. My name's Michael Block. I'm the head golf professional here at Arroyo Trabuco Golf Club. I guess it's kind of the day in the life of the busiest club pro in the United States for last year. I've been gone more over that last year than ever in my life, and obviously still come back here. I do the buying for the shop, so it's pretty much my job to get everything invoiced out and out on the floor. So today I was surprised when I walked in, the boxes weren't to the ceiling. I guess there's so many of them that they had to put them in the other storage room. Yeah, this is definitely, I'm living a dream. Dude, this is still to this day, when I'm walking my dog in the morning, I'm thinking like this, where I still can't contemplate quite what happened and how it happened and when it happened, because it was so surreal and the moment happened so quickly. But because of my age, I think I was able to enjoy it more than I would have if I was 25 when that happened, which is really nice. And also I had all my friends and family around me, which is a lot of fun. Last year at Oak Hill, being the low club professional in a major and PGA Championship, but then also, making a cut in a major was always a huge thing. Obviously the TaylorMade staff bag from the 2023 PGA Championship at Oak Hill. I keep on trying to be somebody I'm not when I go play in these events. I'm trying to be too much of a tour pro. I said, just put Blocky on it. This is what everyone calls me. My wife calls me Blocky. Everyone calls me Blocky, and it worked out. Sitting down, I talked to my wife the other day and I said, I need to create some more goals for this year. And she goes, just make the cut. So it's all come full circle here where, it's not like, oh, you need to go to get better than top 15. She's like, you just make the cut, okay? And we'll be happy. So that's where we're at. So normally my warm-up consists of half the times with my 60-degree wedge. This is still the same wedge that I used last year on the 18th hole at Oak Hill. So I've really worn down the grooves quite a bit, but I'm really looking for a tempo. I always choked under a lot of pressure, right? I always never played that great in tour events. I'd make the cut and then last place for the guys who made the cut. And so I really started to look at it and I said, I only have what, 5, 6, or 7 more years of playing. Let's fix this. What am I doing wrong? And I realized that I had a lot of lateral movement, lower body movement coming through here, which would then cause my club to get more underneath, which would then, because I'm underneath and sliding, I'd have to flip my hands and time that. Fine and dandy when you're having fun and you're on a driving range. Impossible to do when you're out in a major championship or PGA Tour event. Or cameras are all over you too, These little routine shots I just hit, this little just cover move, I'll sit here by myself in the back of the range and hit 100 of those in preparation for Valhalla. So last year I go into Oak Hill, and then all of a sudden, I go into the practice rounds and I purposely didn't want to play with anyone. And then I get paired with 2 great guys Thursday and Friday, and all of a sudden 70-70 happened. And that's when I put my arms up in the air on Friday afternoon when I made that par putt on number 9, because I knew that I still get the chills right now when I'm even saying it. And I put my arms up and I'm just like, that was just this huge amount of relief. But then, obviously Saturday, even though it was pouring rain on us and the conditions were brutal and the fairways were no longer firm, I putted better than I ever putted in my life that day. Out of, the 70 guys that made the cut, I would have picked Rory McIlroy to play with. That's who I would have picked to play with on that Sunday afternoon. And of course, that's just how everything was aligning that week. And then I do play with Rory, and now I'm just like, oh my goodness, like this crowd is going to be insane. Oh, the first tee was nuts. Rory couldn't have been any better. He's the coolest guy in the world. I didn't look at him until probably the 4th or 5th hole to actually watch how cool the shot is that he hits. And I'm just like, that's a different game. That's a different game. And it was so impressive. So the hole-in-one, obviously, I did not see it go in. I didn't pretend like I didn't see it. I did not see that thing going whatsoever. Backstory is, Rory goes, misses the green to the right. I get up, they give me a standing ovation. They all, it's going crazy. I was like, okay, am I cool? I sit there for a second, and I hit, and then just do the same thing again. And so that's why I just go, thank you, and then Rory turns around, he's like, it's in the hole. He turns around, gives me a hug, pats me on my back, it's in the hole. And at that point, once again, I'm going, how is this humanly possible under this situation right now that this is happening? Because I literally felt like I was on this little cloud about 15 feet above looking down at that point. And I'm like, this is no chance, no way. And I literally say it just like that now. I said it, I go, no way. It was obviously the coolest moment of my life. So making that putt on 18 and Oak Hill, I had no idea it was tied for 15th. I would have missed it if I did know. But it dripped in on the right side. All of a sudden when I'm in, I didn't know at that point either where I finished. And they tell me that you're in for Valhalla. The PGA Championship this year at Valhalla is probably one of the biggest events of my life. Now, everyone thinks for some reason, once again, I'm gonna go do exactly what I did, but as we know, that was, more than likely a once-in-a-life dream week. But I'm gonna do my best. I'm prepping, obviously getting all 14 clubs dialed into the bag, and then trying to dial in the golf swing. Well, you always used to hear this putt for dough, drive for show. When you go to a major such as Valhalla and you've got 6-inch rough, you better drive it well, because if you don't drive it well, it doesn't matter how well you putt. I gotta get that driver just dialed in, which I'm loving it. I'm loving the QI 10 8 degree. I need to go out and just shoot even par or better, if that's possible, 2 rounds, and then hopefully make the weekend again. And after that, you never know what happens. Yeah, I was fortunate enough to go back to Valhalla a couple months back with Jimmy, the owner of the club. I'm making some putts. All of a sudden, I think I birdied like 8 and 9 and make the turn go. Doing okay again. Nothing crazy though. It's not like, wow, this round's unbelievable. But then all of a sudden, I finish up with a couple birdies, make an 8-footer on 18. And Jimmy looks at me and he goes, you just shot the course record. Everyone kind of visualizes who they are. And sometimes we kind of get stuck where you think this is where I'm gonna plateau. And I feel that no matter what age you are, that you can break through that line and keep going up. And I'm a huge advocate of that. And I'm glad that I kept believing in myself almost to age 50 that I could do it. And I could go play against Rory and the best players in the entire world, and I did it. And I just hope a lot of other people learn from that, whether it's in their normal business as a insurance salesman, or somebody working at a grocery store as a clerk. I just hope that everyone realizes that they can keep moving forward.